Welcome back. So, this came out recently, and there are tons of changes. But today, I'm going to primarily focus on major additions to the map and rate them. So, we're gonna cover the new spawn point called Echo Creek, major locations that I found near the spawn point, a big town right under Echo Creek, a huge lake with some small lakes around it, I don't know, right under the March Ridge and Rosewood, and Louisville. Sorry, I couldn't cover that one because every time I crossed the border, I crashed. I wish I was lying. I restarted like 5 times, and every time I crashed on the exact same spot. That sucks, man. So I don't want to hold you for any much longer, but first, note, this is an unstable build, and some locations could not be covered entirely. For some, they were locked out entirely, and others were so dark I couldn't even do anything. I couldn't find a switch to turn the lights on. Also, I won't be able to go into details with each building spawn point because it would take hours. So we're just looking at the new additions, not like exploring them entirely. So, just like any other town that has got some houses, honestly nothing to obsess over, but there are other things that make this town stand out. There is a cool outdoor concert area, with a few burger shops and tables around. Even though I don't really see a lot of use for it, it is a nice immersive thing in the town. It kind of makes this place feel more alive in that sense. Echo Creek also has a gas station. There's a garage space, restaurant, and even a living space on the second floor. You could even make a temporary base in there if you wanted to. It is also equipped with a potential backyard that you can claim for yourself. It is almost sealed off by the fence, and the only thing you need to build are basically the gates. Also, a quick note. The gas station pump seems really glitchy since I couldn't refuel my car directly. It was basically saying there was no path to fuel my car, which was pretty weird. Anyways, so right near the gas station, a good chunk of space is covered with a trailer park, and honestly, nothing extraordinary here. They're all pretty much the same. Next, I found this barn, and here's where I encountered a lot of issues with these types of buildings. They're all pretty much locked and require some new tools to break open. I found a bunch while exploring and all locked. Unless I'm that unlucky, I think it should be kind of fixed in a way. So there's also a church at the bottom of the Echo Creek, but as we all know, it doesn't really have as like items in it that could help you survive, so not really that important. So there's also a mechanics shop right across the river, but it is kind of small. Like the gas station, you could have your own backyard, but there aren't many things in there. I would say it's even a waste of time checking that place. But I gotta mention, there are 2 containers right near it with a bunch of boxes in them, and that might be worth your while. So here's another barn here. I'm mentioning it because I believe it's a potential spawn for the animals here, and you'll see why I think that is later. So overall, Echo Creek 6.5 out of 10. Although very atmospheric, seems pretty small and no buildings with essentials like fire departments, police stations, etc. Traveling down here, I encountered the first new animals in the game, goats, although I couldn't really do much with them. However, I believe we can now grow animals because there's an animal info tab, just a hunch. Also, traveling down the road, I found a few logs stacked up together. I'm not sure if it's generated, but I believe it's a good source for the base building materials. Further down the road, I found a good base spot. It is a building that is lifted by the pillars, and the only way to get there is one set of stairs. But the building itself doesn't have much loot in it, but it's got a lot of space. The major flaw is that there is a mall right near it. This mall is right in the middle of the woods for some reason. Not only that, it has a lot of guns and some military equipment there. The main problem is that the lights are turned off, and it makes the whole room, like the big room, so dark. It's crazy. Like it's a jump scare box, literally. It is dark as hell. Come on, here's a quiz for you. Where's the light switch? Well, in this case, it's easy. Here it is. But in other cases, there are a lot of rooms in here that it's not clear where it is. So now we're reaching the end of this route. Here, it seems like there's a military factory. At first it seems like a regular though, but the trailers have military uniforms in them. It has a bunch of dorms here and there, but there's also a factory, but if you look at it, there is nothing really there. I guess it's not been added yet or something, but I expected like boxes and stuff, but there's just nothing. And you can see that it's not finished because I can just run through the robotic arms and stuff. It has no collision. I honestly want to say good things about this place, but I found it completely empty. The ride to this place had more stuff than the place itself. I like the idea, but it's still unfinished. 3 out of 10. So now I'm just going to skip to when I arrived to the big town under the Echo Creek. AKA, there is no such thing as too many gas stations. So, ironically, there is a gas station right at the entrance, but nothing extraordinary yet. Right near the gas station though, there are a lot of garages. However, they were all locked for me. Maybe you could break in, but I didn't try really. Also, look at the collision on the garages. It's awful. Moving on, there is a church, but it is the same as before. Pretty much it's only good for a base. There isn't that much to say about it really. Well, I kinda lied. There's a huge graveyard right near it. You might like it, I don't know. Here are train tracks with stuff on them, but I couldn't really do much with them. Maybe I just didn't have enough brain cells to figure it out, but I think it's still unfinished at this point. Maybe later there's gonna be a use for them, like transporting stuff on the railways. Could be cool. Right across the road though, there is a car fix station with a fire station right near it. This one, not going to lie, is pretty good for a base. Fire station can easily be blocked off and it has everything you need to survive. Few interesting new cafes, I think, but this one in particular didn't spawn any loot at all, so it's kinda still unfinished. Town also has a house with medical supplies. This house is kind of a private practice, like family medicine, I believe that's what the sign says. Another great thing about this town is that it has a school. So if you need any books, this is the place for it. Here's also a store with some goodies. And so here's the gas station number 2. Perhaps this is a big one, bigger than the last one. And I kid you not, there's a third one. Here it is. So everything else is pretty much houses and trailers. and like small shops maybe. Nothing really to show here. So this town is definitely 8.5 out of 10. I would give 10 out of 10 when it's finished and fixes some of its problems. And the last one is this lake. There's honestly one thing that I expected from the lake, and it is the resort. And guess what? It is there, baby. Call me biased, but I give this 10 out of 10. Honestly, great place, atmospheric, and they just hit the spot with the resort. Like, I would definitely try to make a base here. So I guess that's the end of what I found. Sorry if I disappointed you with the video, guys, but that's all there is, at least for me. So if you found anything else, please tell me. I would definitely explore it. But if you're still listening, thanks for watching. Until next time.